Well, hello, folks, and welcome to the Melhorn Fishing Podcast. I hope you're having a good day, whatever day it is that you happen to be listening to the show. Hopefully, you're listening to this one on the special day that it is airing, and that's Thanksgiving Day. Generally, I don't put up too much on Thanksgiving because, well, people are usually tied up doing stuff and doing all that family stuff, and they don't have time to look. But I found out last year that a lot of people will sit around and put in some AirPods or something during everything going on, and I might be listening to a podcast or a video or something. So I'm putting one up. I'm also putting it up to talk a little bit about fishing tackle. And Black Friday is tomorrow. The Cyber Monday stuff online is coming up. So I figure I would throw this podcast up there real quickly. Just to go over some stuff to keep in mind if you're doing some shopping. If you get dragged along on some of these sales on Friday, I'm going to give you some things to look out for your tackle stuff that you're going to need for the upcoming year. In all seriousness, it's a good time of the year to be getting things in order for the upcoming fishing season. For me, where I'm at in the Southeast, and for a lot of us, we're going to fish year round. So it's really, my season is actually cranking back up. I take off so much time in October and November for deer hunting that things are starting to, they're going to crank back up here. So it's an upscale time for me. But for a lot of you guys, man, you're out there in some frigid cold temperatures. Stuff will be freezing over soon, and it's just too cold and nasty to fish. So I understand some people, this is a downtime. So it's a good time to work on a few things. That's a couple of things I'm going to talk about what to do here in the dead time. And then some opportunities to capitalize on some of these sales that may be going on around to get you some of this stuff. First thing is, this time of the year, great time to respool stuff. I'm horrible about it. Now, I do fish a lot, and generally I will break off line and run the line down on the reels before it has to be replaced. But I'll tell you what I'm really bad at is braided line. The reels that I have with braided line is the double-edged sword of braided line. It is more expensive, but man, I've got some braid on reels that went from brown to tan, and now it's approaching white. I mean, the color is slap wore out on it. Generally, braided line, that's a good rule of thumb. Once it starts to lose its color, and you get a real significant color shift, it's time to replace it. It's a great thing about braid now. It lasts a long time. I think it lasts longer than monofilament, even though I hadn't seen any real definitive studies that support that. It stays around forever. Now, there's stuff about it I totally don't like. I don't fish for catfish with it because of the lack of stretch. I do like stretch. There are places for it. I say all that to say a bunch of y'all use braid. I know some of you people that do bottom bouncing and stuff on the rivers. It's a great way to go. If I was doing that, I'd be using braid too. But might be time to look at those reels. Might be time to swap some of that stuff out. If nothing else, reel it onto another reel. Take that stuff that's on the top, tie it onto an empty reel, and reel it on so that your line on the bottom of that spool that's never seen the light of day is really brand new, and you basically are burying your old stuff down in the spool as you reel it onto that other reel. So a little trick there to it's a poor man's way of getting more life out of some fishing line. So something to think about there. Respooling stuff, it's a good time to do it. I mean, I've got stuff on here, some of my mana, you can tell with it starts to lose its sheen, its gloss, and it may still have a lot of life left in it, but if you're looking for something to do this winter, it's a good time to work on work on that. I use Andy line. I'm a big Andy monofilament guy. I'm also using Andy braid. Along the line of Black Friday sales, AndyMonofilament.com. I think they're 20% off and maybe free shipping on orders over something. But yeah, there's like a big 20% off sale on the Andy website. So it's actually where I've been getting my Andy line from. Some people have asked about it. I had some affiliate links up on my website, and the problem with that was they were out. A lot of these distributors were out of it. But the Andy website, AndyMonofilament.com, is they've always got something on there, and you can order direct from the website. And quite honestly, their prices are about the same as what you're going to find it for. I think they have some price fixing stops in place that really prevent people from selling it really, really, really cheap. So you're kind of going to pay what you pay for it, but it's really good line. I use the monofilament exclusively on all my reels. You watch any of my videos on YouTube, you'll see that yellow line. That yellow monofilament is handy, and I've also been using their braided line, trying it out. So that line seems to be looking good. And hey, along those lines to the website, if you're new here, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. I have a website, DieterMelhornFishing.com. It's the best place to reach out with contacts, questions, anything like that. I know a lot of people listen to this podcast, and if you listen to it, it's the best place to leave the comments there, DieterMelhornFishing.com. And should be a link down in the description in the podcast there where you can click on to go to the website. It's also where you can find my guide service. I'm a charter captain here in the Carolinas, and you go there to the website and reach out to me about that. And a link to the YouTube. We have a video version of the podcast and the audio version, so whichever one you want. So boom. Another thing, it's a good time to tie rigs, get rigs tied up. Some of you pre-tie rigs, I'm not a big fan of it. I prefer to just tie them when I need to. I know some people get into the hurry of trying to, get everything retied quickly when you break off. I keep some pre-tied on my boat. I've got a vertical tube on there, PVC tube, that I can hang them in. I keep a few on there, but not a lot. But it's a good time to retie all those rigs too, especially if you're respooling your reels. Go ahead, retie your rigs. Those leaders can get chafed up and abused, and make sure those knots aren't worn out, all that kind of stuff. Eliminate as many variables as possible in all that. And yes, I use Andy monofilament. By the way, I'm not sponsored by Andy in no way, shape, or form. I just like their stuff. I like their line, and I use their monofilament. I do not use the fluorocarbon as leader material. I just use the regular monofilament. The 50, 60 pound is what I'm using. So another thing to look at, go and get you some hooks. There's a lot of little stuff that I always, this is a good time of year to stock up on it. And if you can find it on sale somewhere, all the better. The little stuff, the hooks, the swivels, snaps, sinkers, all that kind of stuff. Those little bitty things that if you run out of swivels, all of a sudden you ain't got a way to tie your leader to your line unless you're going to go an inline deal. So it's a good time to stock up on that stuff. There's a couple of different people. I think Tackle Bandit has a 20% off sale. Go to their website to see if you need to enter a promo code or how that works. So, that's they've got a ton of stuff on there, a ton of different gear. Another one is Catfish Pro. I'm going to be profiling one of their spinning reels. They've got a spinning reel out that I think some people are going to like. They're looking for an alternative to the bait casting round reels, which can be intimidating. And Catfish Pro has one out, catfishpro.com. But they've got a lot of tackle on their website too. I don't know if they're having a sale around Black Friday, but their prices are pretty competitive anyway. They got some good hooks. They got a lot of the circle hooks, same style hooks that I use with the Gamakatsu owner style wide gap circle hooks, the octopus style with the bent eye and stuff. So, and they got the reels, they got the rods, they got the round reels, and their stuff is a little more affordably priced. I know some of the stuff I use, the Hellcat rods, they're not exactly cheap. They're great rods, really good rods. We've put a video out recently shark fishing with them, and they're great rods, but they're a little bit pricey out of some people's budgets. Some of the stuff with like the Catfish Pro line of stuff, it's a lot more affordable, has some of the same features, maybe not as stiff and as fancy with the guides and some of the stuff on the reel seat, but it puts you in the game and gets you fishing. So, yeah, check those guys out. I think you like what they have. Now, one thing, I'm trying to think. If you're watching this on Thursday, Thanksgiving, tomorrow on Friday, the Friday after Thanksgiving 2023, I'm going to have a video out with a review on the Epic trolling motor battery that I have been running. For you guys that are fishing from boats or fishing from kayaks, I've been trying out the lithium batteries. Yes, was not the biggest fan of lithiums in the beginning. Not so much from the quality standpoint as it was the price. The price to get into them was very expensive. And I think it was, for me at least, not worth it. It was just the price point was super high. what has happened is that price has come down, and I'm going to have another podcast that's going to go into more detail about that. But these things have gotten a little more competitive in pricing. Now, there's some that are really cheap. There's some warning bells there. I'll get into that too in a separate podcast. But Epoch, EPOCH, they make a battery I've been running. They're doing a big sale too on Friday. So if you're looking to get into the lithium space, and this company, EPOCH, Epoch, however you want to pronounce it. They're also American based. They're in Stockbridge, Georgia. So I think their stuff is manufactured overseas, but they're actually a U.S. company. You can call them. I'm pretty sure they're going to be in the office on Friday. They may just be taking online orders, but I think they've got like a 20% off sale going on. So if you're looking to get into the lithium battery world, that's something. And that's kind of a big item. You know, that's a big purchase. That's a big commitment. So I think, you know, focus on some of that little stuff in the off season. There's a lot of people have got sales going on, you know, Catch the Fever. The people who make Hellcat rods, I think they've got a 20% off sale going on. PC Fun, another one that makes reels, the round reels, spinning reels. I think they even have fly reels on there. They've got backpacks and gear for bank fishing. I just did a video on a backpack that I reviewed for bank fishing, and somebody had mentioned the PC Fun backpack. You know, it's got tackle tray, a room for tackle trays and that kind of stuff in it. PC Fun has a complicated Black Friday sale going on, depending on what you buy and how much you buy and all of this and all of that. It can go anywhere from 15 to like 40% off. So go to the PC Fun website and check that out. That one's going to be a little bit more complicated, but you can get some deals there. So, you know, what I suggest you do when you're out, you know, if the wife or significant other is dragging you along somewhere on some Black Friday sales, take your phone with you and just be searching some of this stuff. Maybe listen to this podcast in one ear with the AirPods in, and getting some ideas on getting some of this stuff. Because in all seriousness, it is a good time to be looking at some different gear. And again, respooling, you know, retooling, putting your stuff back together, repairing stuff. You'll be amazed what you find. And think about some of the other little stuff, headlamps, lights, that kind of stuff. Little stuff that you know, you may not be thinking about in the middle of the summertime or when you're getting ready to go out, having that stuff in your tackle box. And here's something else I suggest people do. And this is crazy. My son and I do this during deer season. When you first go out, say you don't get to fish this winter, and come springtime, you're going to go fishing. And, you know, we run into this deer hunting. You know, we're all jacked up to go deer hunting. We get down there. And we always say the first day in the woods is an experiment, just to see what we forgot. What I suggest you do is go get all your stuff. And we'll do this during deer season. And we'll pretend that we're going hunting. And we'll set up a stand, get in it, get our rifle out, get our binoculars out. Oh, we forgot the binoculars. They're in the tote back at the cabin. Do the same thing with your fishing stuff. Go get set up. Just do it in the yard. Take your stuff, you know, pull out your rod. You already got it tied up because you did all this stuff. You know, put your bait on, you know, cast it out, put it in the rod holder. Oh, forgot the rod holder. Rod holder's out in the building, stored away. Get that stuff together. It's a good time to kind of get your stuff maybe into one place, into a tote, into a box, so that you got everything you need, so that when it finally warms up and some of you guys that don't get to fish get to go back fishing, you can go back. I run into the same thing coming back from, you know, I have a little sabbatical here for deer season. Coming back into the fall deer hunting, from the fall deer hunting into the fishing here late fall into winter. I get on the boat and I'll find out that, you know, man, I forgot. I took something out. You know, my scissors, my cutters, they're gone. You know, I got a flashlight that I ended up using for deer hunting. Now it's not on the boat. Oh, my rubber boots. There's that one ramp where I need my rubber boots because you're standing in water to get the boat on the trailer. It's little stuff like that. So it's also a good time to kind of go through some of this stuff and just see what's working. So, yeah, get the small stuff, the hooks, the new line, take care of all that, buy some of that during some of these sales. You know, if you want to, you know, if you want to make some hints to the person that loves you about, you know, some of these bigger purchases, you know, some of these really fancy Hellcat rods, hey, tell them they can get a good deal on them right now. You know, they're on sale. But focus on that little stuff. That little stuff is generally what's going to make or break you when it comes to catching fish, especially catfish. The rods, the rods are great, you know, the fancy rods. But, you know, you can catch them on almost any rod. These will make it easier, a little more control to it. Maybe be able to cast some bigger weights depending on where you're at. But it's going to be that little stuff. You got to make sure you have those hooks. You know, new hooks help. Having the sharpness on them. The other thing with hooks, and I go back to that, is when you are popping hooks out of a fish's mouth, and say you're using pliers, which I use it all the time, you're putting metal to metal. And that metal is creating a very small, little bitty fine little nick in that hook. Okay, you know, it's a weak point. Is the bottom line. Out of everything in that hook that is uniformly strong and even all throughout, you put that little nick in it. Could be a place where that hook breaks. So swapping those hooks out, replacing them. Good time to do it. Good time to buy some. Good time to get some on sale and get jacked up and hyped up and ready to go. So that's it for now. We'll catch you guys out on the water.